Damn it. Hey everybody, welcome back to Zippy Industries. I'm Chris. It's been a while. So it's been like 2 months since we posted a video. So I was doing individual videos for each part of the shovel, and I figured that might get a little ridiculous. So just been kind of working on it, getting most of the fab work done, and we're almost done. So got the exhaust done. I'll give you a quick rundown here real quick. So we got our clutch pedal done. This is all done. I still gotta refine this mount. I'll probably rebuild this because this is an old prototype from the previous shovel. As you see, it has a foot peg mount and stuff, which we're not gonna run. So gonna rebuild this part, but the lever itself, the foot clutch, is done. So this is all complete. Gonna put a little foot peg here, put my heel on, but that's all done. I got our shifter done. We made a little shift knob here, but this isn't the one we're going to run. I have a stainless or aluminum and glass one we're going to run. It's purple glass. I got it from Al Hackle on Instagram. He got it from Marine Glass Works, I think is what it is. I don't know, I'll have to look it up. Anyway, I got that from him. We have our coil mounted in here, so it'll be nice and hidden. We can run our plug wires up through here. Should be fine, but coil's nice and hidden. I got our battery in there, so still need to make a tie down for that. But biggest thing is our exhaust is, for the most part, complete. So it nestles pretty nicely here on the one side. It's a 2-to-1. I'm probably gonna do a little bit longer tip so it comes out past here and doesn't blast our paintwork on that. So it, for the most part, is done. It's all tacked together right now. I still have to final weld it, but you can see it runs through here. We run up, and then it fits really nice around our motor. So that's where we're at with that. The one thing I do have to do is I'm going to make a mount in here, and this is all going to come apart. I have some spring exhaust pieces with the little springs on them. I bought those from JDM Tubes, JMD Tube, whatever. But we're going to split this. So I have these guys here that I swaged. We'll cut these off. They'll go in here and it'll fit in here. We'll weld it on, and that way I can make this side solid with our tip, and it'll mount here on our trans plate. So then that piece will be solid and it'll still be able to move. But with this joint here, it'll allow our stainless to be able to flex and expand and contract. So with this stainless, that way we don't have any cracks, and also I can get this thing apart. Because right now it is 2-to-1, and trying to get this off, I have not tried to take it off yet because I welded the tip with it on the bike. So we'll see how that goes. I might end up cutting it apart. But plan with that is I'm going to take it off as all one piece, fully weld the whole thing. That way things don't move all crazy like they did on the Sportster. Stainless does like to move a lot when you weld it. So we'll try and jig it up to keep it from moving. And then after I get that done, then I'll cut it and put those expansion pieces in there with the springs, and then that'll all be good to go. The other thing we got is our tooth throat on here. This is the manifold I had 3D printed. This one sticks out a bit further. I was able to get my hands on a factory one right here. So this is an actual S&S one. This is for a panhead, but we should be able to make it work. So that way of that, so that'll pull it in 1/2 inch. The other thing is we got to figure out some other shit with this. So we'll get to that at some point. But the other thing we're working on right now is the brake pedal. So working on this here. This is where our master cylinder is going to mount. We have a Wagner I'm going to rebuild. This is all done. This was fun because I actually had initially welded this part on backwards. So that was fun to get off. Luckily I was able to save it because right now my lathe is down because I'm a dumbass. So that's there. The other thing is our headlight, which this is not the mount. This is the mount that came on it. but it has this really cool glass with a little built-in visor type deal. I think it's a fog light. Anyway, we still have to build a mount for this. At some point, that'll probably be the last thing I do. But overall, fabrication is pretty close to being done. We do have our seat back. Rich Phillips did that for us. It is, if you've seen it on Facebook or the Instagram, you've already seen what it looks like, but it's pretty sweet. So, a little out of the norm. It's not black, so you'll have to wait and see for the next video when I actually put it on, because if I put it on now, I'm guaranteed to screw it up because I don't pay attention to stuff like holding that mount on backwards. Yeah, so that's where we're at with this. So everything for the most part is really close. Just gotta finish some stuff up. I'm still undecided if I want to narrow these tanks in the back some more or not to taper them in so they look less like a banana tank. Because if I do bring them in, I can cut this out and pull this in, and it'll look better with this taper or with the design of the frame. I do still need to build our centerpiece here, so still a lot of work to do. The front end for the most part is done. We had built those spacers a long time ago. Still undecided if we're going to run this front end or if we're going to go with a 41mm tapered front end. We might run this for now, but we'll see how it does with our sketchy brake setup. So we are only running a rear brake right now, and foot clutch with a rear brake. So yeah, that should be interesting. So, but we'll see. We can always add one to the front. I have a plan for the front. I do have an 11-inch rotor, no, 10-inch rotor. Anyway, whatever. The smaller rotor, I do have one of those, and I have a plan to put it on the front and mount it up. So it's kind of why I haven't really touched the front end yet as far as shaving the lowers. The lower forks are going to get shaved at some point, but I want to ride it first and then make sure that we can run just the rear brake and not die. So yeah, because the wife is going to ride this with me, and we'll see. So anyway, so that's kind of where we're at. But what we're going to do today is we have this Wagner, OG Wagner rear master cylinder that we are going to rebuild. So when I got this thing, it had some rust on it. It looked like somebody had painted it silver at one point, but it was full of abrasive. So I'm assuming somebody blasted it at one point, and yeah, the whole, you can still see some in there. Yeah, there's garbage in here. So the inside looks really nice, as you can see. The outside was less than nice, so I took a wire brush to it and got it cleaned up. Our cap looks really good, so this will work out well. So probably not going to do anything to the cap. Maybe take a brass brush to it and to clean it up a little bit. But this thing was stuck. So this is the original cylinder. As you see, it is pretty bad. So all these parts, like it was pretty gross. So this thing was super stuck, so I put a big old easy out in here and clamped this in a vise and twisted this, and it popped out. So that's how I was able to get it out. And this hole inside, you can see where there's still shit in here. I'm pretty sure it was media from being blasted, and nobody cleaned it out. Yeah, if you've seen my other videos, you know how I feel about that. So we have a new kit here from JP Cycles, a whole rebuild kit. So we are going to attempt to rebuild this thing. So I've never rebuilt one of these yet, so this will be a first for me. The bore is a little rough. It's not too bad, but it does need, I want to clean it up a little bit. So I went and got this little Lyle wheel cylinder hone. We're just going to lightly run through it. I have it on the lowest pressure setting. So I'm just going to lightly run it through here with some WD-40 to clean this up. That way we don't take any material off, but it gives us a nice surface. So should be okay. If not, then, well, lesson learned. So, but yeah, let's get to that. Alright, so we got our little hone. It did a pretty good job. I had it on the lowest pressure, and it did pretty good. So I got it all cleaned up. Now we got to put all of our stuff in here. So I had to look up the parts diagram because when I took the old one apart, this all blew out, and yeah, I wasn't really sure how everything went. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Hopefully I put it in right. So that guy, then the rubber cup. If I can get it in there. Probably should have put some lubricant in here. Yeah, let's do a little squirt. Old WD. Just move up a little bit. Alright. So we got our little rubber cup in there. And we got our piston. Lube that guy up. Shove it down in here. Alright, and then we have rubber washer, goes on the front, and then this washer, which is our stop washer deal. All that in there. Come on, baby. I got this guy, which doesn't seem to want to fit. Huh. I'm supposed to pop it, maybe? That could be a problem, huh? That's gotta go back in, or I'll just reuse the old one. This is the one that came out of it, so clean it up. And we'll put that one back in, because why not? Come on, baby. Finally. There we go. Make sure that's seated. There we go. Thing's definitely tight, that's for sure. Well, hopefully it'll work. We're gonna find out at some point, but rebuilt master cylinder. So it's all cleaned up. I wanted to wait to paint it until I got it all done. That way I didn't have to really worry about not fucking with paint. So we're gonna paint this a cast iron gray color. Kind of keep it kind of the same color because I like this color. You know, the cast steel, cast iron, whatever. But we'll clean this bad boy up and get her painted and get her on the bike. Alright, so we finally got our brake pedal done here. Everything's all welded up. Works, fits on it pretty good. Once we get some fluid in here, we'll see how this goes. Once the lathe gets back up, this is going to have a pin in it instead of a bolt. This bolt's just temporary. So it'll work out pretty well. Our master cylinder's all rebuilt. We painted it cast iron gray. As you see, it looks exactly as it did before. So perfect. And cleaned up our cap. Everything looks really nice. I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. So yeah, as far as that, like as far as fabrication goes, we're done with major fabrication on this bike. From here it's just clean up everything. Doing a lot of silicon bronze to clean up, you know, the welds and stuff. That way we don't have to grind down our welds. We'll use silicon bronze as a filler of sorts. So we'll smooth out our frame, make sure everything flows nice and pretty good. Still got to figure out what to do with the tanks, if we're going to narrow them in the back or not. And I still have to build a centerpiece, but we'll get to that at some point. So, but for now, everything is built. All the major stuff. So, next time y'all see this, it'll be going into paint. Hopefully. Hopefully it'll be going back for reassembly, but we'll see. So, still got a lot of work ahead to get this thing done, but we are that much closer. The front end still undecided if we're going to run this 39mm sporty front or if we're going to switch to a 41mm tapered. I do like, you know, kind of the way this thing looks, but at the same time, I like the way the 41s look. And if we run some narrow trees, that would work well. So, or we could take the Sportster trees and machine them out to a 41mm. That could work too. I have seen a guy that did that, and they seem to work out pretty well. I mean, it's only 2mm, so 1/16 of an inch off each side, a little less. So, but yeah, that's gonna do it. I do still have to fab up a mount for the headlight, so we'll get on that. And then from here on, it's really, like I said, it's just cleaning stuff up. So, hopefully you all enjoyed the content so far, and next time you'll see this thing, there should be some color on it, or we should get very close to putting color on it. So stay tuned and take care.